Hello friends, welcome back to DevOps Seed. In this video, we are going to learn how to install ELK8 on Amazon Linux 2. So this is the latest version of ELK and now we are going to install on Amazon Linux 2. And ELK means Elasticsearch, Logstash and Kibana. So let's start. So firstly, you can see some prerequisites. So the first prerequisite is we need to Amazon Linux 2. Then we need to OpenJDK, that means Java. Then we need to 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. Then we need to open ports 9000 and we need to open port 5601. So 9000 it's for Elasticsearch and 5601 is for Kibana. So now let's start. So as you can see here, the first step is install Java. So let's start. So you can see here, before installing Elasticsearch on Amazon Linux 2, we need to install Java on our system. So let's start. So let's install Java. So you can see here I'm using mobile stream to connect my Amazon Linux 2 terminal, and now we are going to install Java OpenJDK 11. So let's install. So I can say yes. So it's done. So clear the screen. And now if you want to check the details of your Java, so run the command java-version. So you can see here the version 11.0.13. That means we have successfully installed Java on our Amazon Linux 2. This is not latest version. This is the 8th version of Java. So that's why here I'm using this command to install Java. That means this is to install OpenJDK 11. Now the next step is add the ELK repository on Amazon Linux 2. So firstly, we need to run this command to add ELK repository. And here we need to paste these lines. And now save the file and exit. Okay, it's done. Now let's check the next step. Now the next step is install Elasticsearch 8. Here you can see. So let's install. So firstly, we need to import GPG keys. So firstly, we need to run this command to import GPG key. Okay. Then the next step is update the system cache. So we need to run these two commands. So clear the screen first. Okay, it's done. Now clear the screen. Now we are going to install Elasticsearch 8 on Amazon Linux 2. So let's run this command to install Elasticsearch 8. So it's installing Elasticsearch 8 on Amazon Linux 2. So it takes few seconds to. And you can see here, this is the latest version of Elasticsearch 8.1.3. This is the latest version that we are going to install. So you can see here, install Elasticsearch 8.1.3, and you can see the message complete. So it's done. So clear the screen first, and after installation we need to start our service. So run the command sudo systemctl start Elasticsearch. It takes few seconds to start Elasticsearch. Then let's check the status of our Elasticsearch. You can see here it's active running. That means we have successfully installed Elasticsearch. And now if you want to enable, then you can enable Elasticsearch. Now let's check the next step. Now the next step is configure Elasticsearch on Amazon Linux 2. So after installation, you need to configure Elasticsearch. So we need to open this configuration file. So let's run this command. And here we need to make 3 changes. So the first change in network section, here you can see the network section. Firstly, we need to uncomment this network host line, and this is my system IP. We need to replace with 0.0.0.0, that means any IP address. Then go to the discovery section, and in discovery section, firstly we need to remove this discovery seeds host line, and then we need to remove this, we need to uncomment this discovery seeds host line, and then we need to remove this host 1 or host 2. After that, if I scroll down, here you can see begin security auto configuration, and here you can see enable security features. We need to remove this true and enter false, that means true replace with false. Then save the file and exit. And as you know, after changes any configuration file, we need to restart service. So run the command sudo systemctl restart Elasticsearch. Now let's check the status of our Elasticsearch. You can see here it's active running. Okay, now clear the screen, and now let's see this next step. Now the next step is testing Elasticsearch. So let's test Elasticsearch using curl command by sending HTTP request. So let's run this command. So here you can see in name, this is my IP address, then in cluster name Elasticsearch, then version. You can see the version 8.1.3. This is the latest version of Elasticsearch. So you can see the details of our Elasticsearch. And if you want to access in browser, then simply you can copy your instance IP, then paste in browser, and your port number is 9200. So you can see you can access in browser also. You can see the details of our Elasticsearch. So it's done. Now let's see the next step. Now the next step is install Logstash on Amazon Linux 2. After a successful installation and configure of Elasticsearch on Amazon Linux 2, let's install Logstash. So firstly, we need to install Logstash using below command. So run the command to install Logstash. So you can see here it's also 8.1.3 latest version. And now we are going to install Logstash on our Amazon Linux too. So it takes few seconds. Okay, you can see here install Logstash 8.1.3 and it's complete. So now clear the screen. And as you know, after installation, we need to start our service. So run the command sudo systemctl start Logstash. Okay, now let's check the, let's enable our Logstash. Now let's see the status of our Logstash. You can see here, it's active running. That means we have successfully installed Logstash 8.1.3 on our Amazon Linux too. So now it's done. Now the next step is install Kibana. So now we are going to install Kibana on our Amazon Linux too. So let's start. So the first step is we need to install Kibana using this command. So let's install. And here you can see in Kibana 8.1.3. This is also latest version. And now we are going to install Kibana on our Amazon Linux too. So it takes few seconds. So wait for few seconds. So you can see here the message install Kibana 8.1.3 and it's complete. So now clear the screen, and as you know, you need to start our service. So run the command sudo systemctl start Kibana. Then we need to enable Kibana. Then we need to check the status of our Kibana. So it's running. Now clear the screen, and now let's see the next step. Now the next step is configure Kibana. So open the kibana.yml, that means configuration file. Now open the configuration file of Kibana. And here firstly we need to uncomment this server port 5601 line. Then we need to uncomment this server host and we need to replace with localhost with 0.0.0.0. That means any IP address. And if I scroll down, firstly go to the here system Elasticsearch, and here we need to uncomment this Elasticsearch host line. Now save the file and exit. And as you know, after changes in the configuration file, we need to restart our service. So run the command sudo systemctl restart. Then let's check the let's check the status. Active, running. Okay. Now clear the state. And now let's check the next step. Now the next step is test Kibana. So to access Kibana, open web browser and to following address. So firstly we need to copy your instance IP and then paste in your browser, and Kibana port number is 5601. You can see a loading Elastic. So wait for a few seconds, it's loading. It takes a few seconds. So you can see here, this is the Kibana dashboard. You can see here, welcome to Elastic. And if I click on this add integrations, here you can see the Kibana dashboard. And here you can see, if I click on it, this icon, you can see here version 8.1.3. This is the latest version of ELK, Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana. And now you can see here there are number of features. If I click on this, you can see analytics, security, and all. And here if I search console, DevTools console, and here I remove this all. Now click on run. So here you can see the details of our Elasticsearch. Alright, instance IP address, then our cluster name, and this is the details of our Elasticsearch. So that's the Kibana. And now the next step is install FileBit. So FileBit is a lightweight plugin used to collect and ship log files. It is mostly commonly used bits module, and one of the FileBit major advantages, it is a slowdown and passive Logstash service is overlaid with data. So let's install FileBit using this command. Sorry. So it's installing FileBit. So you can see here FileBit 8.1.3 and it's complete. So clear the screen, and as you know, firstly we need to start our service. So run the command sudo systemctl start FileBit. Then let's check the status of our file bit. So firstly, let's enable. Now let's check the status. You can see your active running. Now clear the screen and let's check the next step. Now the next step is configure file bit. So sends data to Elasticsearch and file bit can also be configured to send event data to Logstash. So open this configuration file of file bit. And here firstly we need to comment some lines and we need to uncomment some lines. So let's check which lines. So firstly, go to this output section. And here we need to comment this output Elasticsearch and then host, and then go to the Logstash output. And here we need to uncomment this output Logstash and then uncomment this host. Now save the file and exit. And as you know, after changes any configuration file, we need to restart our service. So run the command sudo systemctl restart file bit. Then let's check the status. It's running. And let's check the next step. Now the next step is enable the file bit system module. So let's enable again. Enable system. You can see the message. Okay. Then we need to restart. Okay. Now the next step is load the index template. So let's run this command to load index template. And here we need to paste our IP address. So let's copy our IP. You can see the message index setup finished. Screen. Then okay. Now the next step is we need to start our file bit and let's check the status. Okay, it's running. So and now the next step is verify Elasticsearch reception of data. So let's run this command. And here we need to enter our IP address. So you can see the output health status indexed. Here you can see the output. And now if you want to access in browser, so here you can see this is the output. And now if you want to access in browser, then you can copy and paste in browser. So you can see the details. So you can access in browser also and you can access in terminal. So that's the output. You can see here the output, health status, index and all. So it's done. So in this video we have learned how to install ELK8 on Amazon Linux 2. That means Elasticsearch, Logstash and Kibana, and this is the latest version 8.1.3. So thank you for watching our video. I hope you like the video and it's helpful to you. So please like, share and subscribe our DevOps channel.